Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to be doing a sort of a compact class focusing on building better alignment, strong muscles, strong bones, and it is osteoporosis safe, so there's things you'll learn there about that. Anyway, we're going to start standing, and you're in parallel, hip distance apart, and I always say this, hip distance doesn't mean out here, it means straight down from your hip sockets themselves. You want to feel the feet sort of rooting down, filling out, so that they're making good contact with the mat, with the ground. Imagine you're making some little footprints in some sand or something pleasant like that. Draw your energy up. You want to come right up towards the core, zipping, engaging the transverse abdominis, sort of like a girdle, and then coming all the way up and noticing your ribs and your diaphragm and closing those ribs so you lengthen your back into a much more of a neutral spine, and you're aligning your ribs over your hips. Set your shoulders on your back, let your head float up, draw your chin slightly back so that your ears are over your shoulders. With all of this in place and rotating our hands front so that we feel those shoulder blades on our back ribs, we'll do a little bit of breathing to bring ourselves into class. So inhale fully. Now exhale fully and slower than you inhaled. Inhale again. Exhale. One more time. And notice. Notice if you feel a little longer, more open, a little more present here. So we'll be able to begin moving. So we're going to start with a standing warm-up right from this position. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, pull the arms down as you flex your hands, pulling the shoulder blades in towards the spine. Inhale, you can look up slightly. Exhale, bring your head right back on top above the shoulders. One more of these. Now slide your hands out, palms up, and place those fingertips on your shoulders. Draw some big circles with those shoulders, trying again not to sort of jet those ribs forward, but keep them closed and neatly stacked right above your hips. Abs are engaged and you're breathing. Okay, I just reversed my circles in case you didn't notice. Yeah, one more, and then float those arms down. Sky reaches. We're going to bring those arms right above the shoulders or slightly in front. Again, keeping this all connected and reaching for the ceiling or the sky. Not over, just up, creating space. And up, inhale, exhale. That's it. I might even be a tiny bit taller by the end of class. I hope to feel that way, and maybe you will too. One more. And down. From here, we're going to work on what's called a hip hinge. So I'm going to turn sort of on the diagonal for this. So you're still in that parallel position. You want to fold at your hips and send your hips back like you're looking for something to sit on. Your abs are engaged, the ribs are closed, your legs are feeling strong. Okay, so the hands can be back like so. And we'll come right back up, inhale, exhale, hip hinge. Now we would teach our body how to hinge like this because this is how you want to move in and out of things if you have osteoporosis. You want to use the power of your legs, the engagement of the core, and a long spine. So let's say I dropped something. What would I do? I wouldn't want to curve and down, so I might do something like this. I could leave my hands down if I drop something. Hip hinge here, pick it up, and come back up again. So that's the value of a hip hinge. So let's take our work down to the floor now. I think that we will be starting in table. Yes. I'm going to turn this way, I think. Yes, that's a better view. So you're in this table or quadruped position. You want your fingers to be spread so that you can press all 10 tips into your mat. And I also suggest working with your hands slightly in front of your shoulder so that you decrease the angle at your wrist, and then slightly, just slightly, both of these things, wider than your shoulders so that you can pull those shoulder blades down and tuck the shoulder heads right into the socket where they belong. This is what I call a half cat stretch. You are only working from your waist down. Your chest is not moving, it's not crunching or curling. So inhale fully, noticing your head and your tailbone. Exhale, scoop and tuck that tail under as you lift the abs. And then you lengthen that tail away, trying to create a little more space between your hips and your ribs. Exhale here. This is a deep, deep scoop. It's the transverse abdominis firing to help you move this. And back, and we'll do 2 more here. I'm getting a foot cramp. That's not fun, but it does happen. And neutral. And scoop again. Strong abs, little curl, and neutral spine, nicely aligned. Take your right foot back, tuck those toes, and push into that heel. Really stretch the back leg, sort of dig those toes in. Great. We're going to come forward, lift the heel, so it's like you're standing, but this foot is in the air, and then do a handshake with your other hand. And down, and knee down. Let's do the other side. You tuck your toes, you push right into your heel. Your ears are still over your shoulders, you're breathing. Enjoying this opening of the body, so nice and welcomed after sitting or maybe working outside or whatever you happen to have done today. It's very nice to get everything open and warmed up. So from here, I have my notes. Where do I want to go from here? Oh yeah, okay. So we're going to roll to the side like this and get onto the floor like so. And I think you can see me. No, probably not. I will have to move this back a little bit. So the main thing with osteoporosis is you don't want to be doing anything that crunches the upper part of the spine. I think we'll go this way. So we'll go down by going to our side and then rolling to our backs. So bend your knees, have your feet hip distance apart, have your hands by your sides and open across the chest and nod your head, ears over shoulders. We're going to do some bridges, so I haven't put the yoga block under my head because for bridges, you just want your head to be on the mat. Inhale here, fire those glutes a lot and lift those hips up. Feel the strength through here as you engage your quads, supported by your glutes, everything wrapped here. And breathe. Lower your hips about halfway down. And then press up again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one more, 6, and then try rolling very gently like your spine is a precious string of pearls, placing one after another on the mat. And if rolling doesn't work for you for some reason, like it's uncomfortable or even perhaps painful, which I hope it wouldn't be, just hinge right down. So a little resistance. Put the band across your low lap like it is a seat belt. Continue to drop those ribs down. Feel the length of your spine. Inhale here. Exhale, up you go. Lower halfway down and press right into the band. 1. So now you're pressing up into something. 2, challenging those muscles just a little more. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, we're doing more of these. 8, 2 more. 9, 1 more. 10, and then either hinge straight down, that's the hinge down, or roll down. Great. Put your band aside where you can reach it. I am going to get one of my yoga blocks. So yoga block under your head, so your ears, or a pillow, your ears are over your shoulders. Going to hug one knee in, not aggressively, just enough to get a little stretch here. And if you have knee issues, hold underneath and just bring the thigh toward you here. So those are your choices, here or here. Okay. And now you're going to bend the other leg and back this knee up. So this leg is perpendicular to the floor, and just draw some little knee circles. And don't let this left side wiggle around or move. You're focusing on the head of this femur bone, moving it around in the hip socket like a spoon. Go the other way. Good. So now stretch that leg straight out and keep that foot flexed. You will need to slide this block, if you have a block or pillow, right behind your head, and cradle your head. So you lace your fingers and make like a shelf, and you hook your thumbs right under your skull. This is neutral spine ab prep. So you are hovering the shoulders just like the sternum here. Chest bone comes straight up. It doesn't curl. It comes straight up and lowers down. You're sliding your ribs towards your hips. You're hovering your straight leg about 2 inches off the floor. So inhale here, little hover. Let your head rest in your hands and lower. Little hover again, pushing through that heel. Trying to wake up the obliques right here and the rest of your abdominals, the external layers, and down, and 4 more. One more. And down. Now, leave that leg straight. Bring your left leg in. A simple hug. Remember, here is fine. Just try to get a little stretch right here. And back it up. Slide this right foot in, and then circle the left knee. And that's 2 and 3. You can point or flex here. 4, 5, 6, other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and down. Stretch it out. Hands go behind your head. Second set of ab preps. Try to drop the ribs down if you can. Let's get all this. Yep, there we go. Inhale, exhale, and lower, and again. This leg is straight and strong. You're pushing through your heel, and lower, and then again. That's 3. Remember, you're not crunching or curling through here. You're doing a plain little tiny lift up and sliding your ribs down. So you're keeping your upper spine in a neutral position while you wake up your obliques and abdominals. And last 2 here. Great. And then soles of the feet together. Put that block back under your head. Place your hands here and notice your breathing. Just 2 breaths. Let the legs feel heavy, but don't let the legs pull you into an arch, okay? Everything's contained and connected here. The legs get their stretch. Your back is in neutral. So a couple of breaths. I want you to notice your breathing. Try to pull the air all the way down. Exhale here. Let those bones feel heavy. Great. Okay. grab our band again and put the band on the right foot and try to get the two pieces of your band. You might not have one that's quite as long as mine, but try to get the two pieces fairly even and together. So we're going to do a little active stretch here. So the legs start straight, the toes are pressed into the band. The hand is your anchor point. Keep this hand here. And you're going to push the foot away, nice straight leg, maybe about not quite halfway down, then flex and bring it back up. So use the band's resistance again. Here we go. We press away and we bring it up. And again, press and up and press and up. Nice even breaths if you can. One more. And then bring your leg to wherever your stretch is. Point the toe into the band. You might want to move the hand and get a little closer to the foot, but don't allow your right shoulder to lift or get tense. Just let it rest. This focus on the leg. That's what we're working on. Good. Lovely, lovely. Take it to the side. And take it across, but don't lift the right hip. This is a stretch for the IT band, right here, and a little bit on the side of the shin. So you've switched hands, so your left hand is holding the band with your right foot in the band. Your right arm is out to the side. Great. And then take it off and point, take it down. So put the band on the other foot. So get your legs nice and warmed up for some of our standing work. And wherever your stretch is, if your hamstrings are really, really tight, so that this leg tends to look more like this, you might want to try what I call an elongated bend here. So not in here, because that's not very stable when we start doing other things. But out here, just enough to give you an anchor, and you might be able to straighten your leg a bit more with that. All right, and it might be more comfortable. So pointing the toes, you push down, using the resistance, drawing a little arc with your toe, and then pull the toes down, push through the heel, bring it back, push, and back. And this is 3. 4, 5, last one, and 6. Bring it up to your stretch. Notice maybe you're a little closer to yourself now. And point and breathe. So I'm not doing really long holds on these, just using this whole series to sort of get things opened and warm. So take the leg to the side. You should feel it in your adductor group on the inside of your thigh. And bring it up. Slide the leg just in parallel across the body without lifting this hip, so you just feel the stretch right here and probably here. So now the right hand is holding the band, which is on the left foot, and your left hand is out to the side. Good. And come back to the middle. This is the last thing in this little series. So you're going to put your feet in a V position. So like that, right? And your heels are together, your toes are apart. You're going to place your hands so they face each other. Do a light wrap on your band and put your elbows down. Bend your knees, they're over your hips, and your shins are parallel to the floor. Your head will stay on the block. Nod your chin so the back of your neck is long. Close those ribs and drop those abs in. Zip them up. Exhale, send those legs out. I'll go here, but I'll talk a little more too. So depending on your back, Your flexibility, that'll make a difference where you take your legs. You might go here. That may be the perfect place for you to keep your abs engaged and stay out of your back. You might go a little bit lower, and when you straighten, what you're doing is you're zipping up those inner thighs, really bringing them together, and also finding your rotators right here. Very important. And 4 more. You can go a little lower each time as long as you're not in your back, as long as you're holding a little imprint. That means your abs are pressed in, supporting your back, and your back is trying to stay sort of on or towards the floor. And here. And here's your last one. I'm going to go a little bit lower, but you may, at this point, if you're starting to fatigue, you might be up here. Okay, so really feel that wrap, hug those abs, and great. Let's take our feet out of the band next to us, roll all the way over. We're going to be up on our elbows here. So elbows slightly in front of the shoulders. Hands are sort of going to the side. They're not in close. They're winged out because, well, let's do this together. So put your hands right in front of, so the forearm is parallel to the side of your mat. And you might notice what your shoulders are doing. They're probably forward. So now just leave your elbows where they are and rotate the hands out and feel how the shoulder blades pull in towards your spine and open here in the front. That's what we're looking for. Stretch and lift those abdominals. Again, pay attention to your own back, your own restrictions perhaps, or for some of you, flexibility that you have. If this is too high for you, you can always slide your elbows, there goes my foam roller, forward and be a little lower and take less strain in your back. We're just going to breathe here for 2 more breaths. Legs are long and active. Abs are lifted, chest is open. Last breath. Now slide down, make an X on your mat, press those hips into the mat. Feel how long and open you're already starting to get with this little workout. You're going to keep both hip points pressed down, lift your right hand and your left leg, and lower. Now when you lift your leg, use those glutes, feel the hamstrings contract also, and down. The head is just hovering. Ears are still over the shoulders. And down. Try inhaling as you lift. Exhaling as you lower. 2 more sets. One more. Sweep those arms back. Bring the legs just a little closer. Okay, press the hips down and keep those shoulders beautifully tucked into the shoulder socket so the chest is broad. Inhale to prepare, so you haven't moved, you've just taken a big inhale. Exhale to try to lift up your legs, your chest, and your arms and hold. Little even breath here, and then lower down. Inhale to prepare, then exhale to lift, and lower down. Last one, inhale, prepare, exhale, lift, inhale, down. Great. So roll to your side and come up on your elbow, like so. And this is what I call a kickstand hand. And I hope I have enough room here. I might not. Here we go. Okay. It's a single leg kick sideline. So you want to keep your hips quiet, your ribs lifted here, and strong abs. Upper leg comes up about maybe 4 inches. You do a little kick, you point the toe, and you glide the leg back, but your hips don't move. So it's kick, kick, glide it back. 3, glide back. 4, and back. You can have the arm here if you can keep your hips quiet. Otherwise, you go here. Last one. And down. Bring your knees up. So we're trying to move in and out of these poses without doing forward flexion in the upper spine. So here we are, nice and lifted, zipped up here, legs are parallel, upper leg up, flex it, double kick 1, take it back, and 2, and back, and 3, and back, and 4, back, and 5, back, and 6, back, and 7, back, and 8, back. I'm sure you're doing beautifully with that. And we're going to come up. Excellent, excellent. So we're going to come to standing now. I have my foam roller out because I'll demonstrate one thing with the foam roller. I have my chair over here out because we can also use a chair for this. So let's come to a standing position. So this is just, I think, a phenomenal spine stretcher. I really like it, and I like it with the foam roller. You can do it with using a wall or a countertop or maybe the chair. The foam roller is a lot of fun. So you stand right behind it, you put one hand on the foam roller and the other one on top, and you press down, okay? Chest is open. You're feeling tall and long. On an exhale, you're going to do that hip hinge. Inhale, bring the roller towards you, press your hips slightly forward and lift your chest, not your chin, your chest. Exhale here. Inhale, press, shoulders down, spine comes up in neutral, and lift. We'll do 3 more. And up, 2 more. And up, 1 more. And up. Okay. So I think I'll get the chair out for the next thing. You could do it with a foam roller on one hand, but since I want to try this with the chair, we'll use the chair for both things. So the thing with the chair is you can't really get this kind of motion as much. So you do just have your hands sort of on the chair. It should be probably a little sturdier than this one. And you're going to pull your feet back and then come forward on a diagonal. And this is the way you would do it against a wall. You pull back, you're on neutral spine, nice and long. You can even have your arms straight here, right? So nice and long, just like with a roller. And then pressing down on the chair, you bring yourself forward and you're on this diagonal, and then you pull back again. So what we're trying to avoid, and I'll show you the what not to do version, is coming up with a rounded spine there. Okay, and you pull back. So that's just a demonstration of that. So this is our next little piece, just to get some balance work in and and warm things up a bit more and get our legs a little stronger. As you can tell by what I'm wearing, it's very cold here today. I don't always exercise in fleece, but I am today. Anyway, stack everything up. Now you can't see my head. So you're going to lift up one leg, step it back and dip down, and bring it through and lift. And dip. And 3. And dip. And 4. And dip. And 5. And dip. And 6. And dip. And 7. And dip. And 8. And dip. Bring it through. Balance. And see if you can let go. Good. And we have another side to do. Right. So here we go. I'm going to get my heads in the frame. So bring it up, take it back, dip, and through, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6. So if your knees bother you with this, don't go so low, or maybe just put it here, right? And I believe that's 8, and down, up to balance, and let go. This is my weaker ankle. And down. Okay, final thing, I'll put my little trusty chair away. You'll need your band again. I didn't use weights in this workout. Probably in my next one, I will introduce the weight work with the hip hinge, which is so great. But I'm trying to think about opening the body, getting it warm, and then also building quad and leg strength. So we'll do that by doing some little plies. That means bending your knees, ballet term. And we're going to stand just a little wider than parallel hip. So we're more with this part of our hips now. Band in your hands, doubled over, so you have some tension. Take the band straight out, go into your hip hinge. We're going to hold 2, 3, 4, come up, press into the heels, lift. Back again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. Just 4 of these. Here's 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. And here's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. Now that little V feet, like you did with your feet in the band, zip up those inner thighs. Use your rotators and glutes. Contain everything here again, not here, there. And we're going to do a little mini plie. 1, and up, squeeze. Lower, now the emphasis is here. This is the emphasis. Squeeze and lift. Use rotators, zip inner thighs. And 3, 4, we're actually going to do 8 of these. 5, good. 6, 7, 1 more, and 8, hold it, and up. Final set, now wide. But you're not using squeezing the adductors, but you're still using them, and use a lot of glutes and rotators here. Track your knees. They should not roll in. They should go out over your toes. You can do this tiny. If your knees get fussy, you can do a small. You're barely bending, but then focus on the return. Okay, this is 2. Remember that a lot of times our knees bother us because we need to strengthen the muscles of our quads and the support muscles around our knees. And up. This is 4. If you can go deeper, then you would. And this is 5. And up. So she focuses on lifting. 6. Squeeze. Push down on those toes. Feel those rotators. Last one. Great. Okay, now we're just going to circle our shoulders. And those of you who take my studio classes know that Peggy has a sort of set stock ending. I would just reverse my circles just for the heck of it. And bring those arms up. What I want you to do is close your eyes or just sort of glance down. And notice if you feel a little bit longer, a little more open, definitely warmer, and hopefully energized. Open your eyes, and here's Peggy's little ending. You lift your chest in a high release, and you finish. Thanks for joining me. I wish you all well, and that was a real pleasure to teach you.